Hey guys, Catbird here and welcome to another video. So, first of all, I just wanted to apologize for not uploading last week. I was falling behind on my classes and I was really focused on bringing up my grades. And now that I fixed that little situation, I'm back to making videos for you guys. So, since Halloween is almost here and I haven't made a Halloween themed video yet, I thought I might as well make a quick little video and talk about some Halloween spooky stuff. Just a quick little commentary over this speed paint of Halloween Uraraka. I actually think it came out really good. I'm really scared about how it came out, but yeah. I honestly really like Halloween and horror and all that jazz. It's so spooky and it really gets me in a good mood. But even though I really like horror and stuff, I get pretty scared. I get scared pretty easily, and yeah. I remember going to Universal Studios Hornets last year and the year before that. And even though I was absolutely terrified, I would say I still had a pretty good time. And I was gonna go again this year, but 2020 just yeeted everyone's plans, and even though I didn't have that many plans, I was still planning on going to Hornets again with my sister. But obviously that's cancelled. I'm just gonna do what I did last year, which is just watching horror movies alone in the dark. Speaking of horror movies, I haven't watched a lot of them. A few that I've watched are Insidious, Before I Wake, The Babadook, Krampus, It, and the movie that I watched several times I'm very familiar with, A Quiet Place. But yeah, anyways, back onto the topic of Halloween. I just remembered a story about my elementary school. Just a little warning, I got pretty salty when I remembered this, but okay, so basically, this is a really dumb story. A really dumb thing about my school. So we would have like a little parade to show off our costumes. Like we would walk on a track that was on the playground and the parents on the other classes would watch. And at the end, prizes would be handed out for each category. Most terrifying, most creative, and most classic, okay? So, when I was younger, I found a little secret to getting the most classic award. How did I know? It was because the same costume would get picked every single year. It was a specific costume that was guaranteed to get you the most classic prize. The only time it wasn't picked was because no one dressed up as it. Okay, so the costume that was always picked, it's really dumb, okay? If I wanted to get the award, if you wanted to get the award, you would need to dress up as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Every single year, a kid dressed up as Dorothy would get the most classic prize. It's always Dorothy for whatever reason. I remember a friend of mine did a little science experiment and dressed up as Dorothy to see if she would get the prize. And she did! I know that if I would have dressed up as Dorothy, I would have gotten it. But I didn't want to be Dorothy. And for most of my Halloween costumes, I was a witch for whatever reason. I just really liked being a witch. And yeah, so Dorothy. It's always Dorothy! Like every single year, first grade, a Dorothy was picked for most classic. Wow, okay. Dorothy, again for second grade, most classic. Third grade, I think it was a year where no one dressed up as Dorothy and my friend was picked and she was Harry Potter. Fourth grade, Dorothy. Fifth grade, Dorothy. It's always Dorothy. Wait, it's always been Dorothy? Always has been. Alright, okay, sorry for a mini rant. I haven't really remembered about this for a while, and I guess all the rage from tiny me just came all flooding back to me. But actually, I'm pretty curious. Did any of your schools did that little mini parade where everyone would just walk around and just show off their costume to the parents and the other kids? I'm really curious if other schools did that too, or if it was just schools around my area. But yeah, I remember at the end of the parade, there's a mini festival with all sorts of stands and foods, and I honestly really miss it. Like, I really miss the spooky aesthetic from like elementary and stuff. And yeah, I remember when I would go trick or treating, and most of the kids like in my area wouldn't really go to the houses to go trick or treating, but instead we would go to like the stores, since like the main street around here, like it's just a line of stores. So like they would just like hand out candy, and that's where I would go trick or treating. And I never really understood like going to houses, knocking on the door, go like trick or treat. We just walk up to the store, they have their bowl, they already know the system, give us candy, we leave, boom. That's how it's always been. So I have another story about elementary school. That's where all the Halloween spooky stuff happens. So I remember there was a year where my school hosted a pumpkin carving contest, and I remember I only participated once. I actually don't remember if they like hosted it again, because I don't remember seeing the pumpkin stuff again, but I don't know. So basically I participated, and it was a disaster. It was a mess. If I'm being completely honest, I wish I had a photo to show you guys, but I don't. I'm slightly glad, and I'm also kind of sad and disappointed I didn't take a picture. But I'm like to believe this was in first grade. It was me, my parents, and my sister. We all gathered around in the living room, and we did a pumpkin thing. And I remember the face wasn't that great at all. And for whatever reason, my dad decided to give the pumpkin gloves. And I think he like painted them red, like some little splotches on red. I don't remember if they had red or no red. And I think they just like slapped them onto the pumpkin. It looked so bad. It looked like a clown. That's how I remember it. It just looked like a clown. And just looking at all the other like pumpkins, they were so nice, they're so cool, so creative, so like spooky and stuff. But then I look at my clown pumpkin, and I felt like a clown for bringing that clown of a pumpkin with me to school. Oh man, it was a mess. I honestly wish I brought it. Like I wish I took a picture. But yeah. Looking back now, I would say I had a better Halloween experience in elementary than middle school. Maybe because less people dressed up in middle school, and nothing would top the costumes I saw in elementary school. Like, the kids would go all out on Halloween. That's like, you can see some pretty cool stuff there. And I would say like the festival was pretty neat. In middle school, we would just have like, I think there was a haunted house one time, but I didn't go to it since I was going to Horror Nights that same day, so I didn't go to it. But I heard that it wasn't that good. But yeah, the costumes in like middle school, they were pretty meh, they're pretty mediocre. One costume that I remember was in 6th grade. My friend dressed up as a pineapple. It was the best thing I ever saw. So she straight up just came to school as a pineapple. It was great. It was amazing. It was majestic. And I remember when we were going up the stairs to advisory, there were these like 2 girls that were like, "Oh my god, oh my god, a pineapple! Can we take a picture with you?" And I was just like, we were both like, "What?" Like, I didn't dress up. Like, I was just with my pineapple friend, and they just randomly took a picture with my friend, and I was just standing there like, we were just shook because we just wanted to get to class. I would say last year, the costumes were also pretty meh. They were not like super like last year. But what I would say is that the teachers' costumes were pretty cool. One of my teachers was a cup of ramen. My math teacher was Arthur. He dressed up as Arthur for the fist meme. And what else? My science teacher dressed up as Thing 1 was like a full red bodysuit, not with the shirt, just like the full body red suit, and was a very vibrant blue wig. And another teacher did like a cosplay of Kakashi from Naruto. That was pretty cool too. But yeah, Halloween. I love Halloween. Pumpkin aesthetic. As you just saw, this is my speed paint of Halloween Uraraka, and I hope you all have a spooky Halloween.